You know what's metal as fuck? Completing surveys in your spare time. And that's what we're going to do right now. Now, this survey is called Questions for Metalheads. Let's start straight away. Question 1. How old were you when you got into metal? What was or were your first bands? I would say I was about 7 when I got into metal. My mum was a massive fan of bands like Queen and T-Rex, Deep Purple, and my dad was a massive fan of Meatloaf. So I listened to a lot of rock growing up as a kid. And I think the first band that I heard that was metal was probably Black Sabbath when I was about 7 years old. I think that's about the age I was. Heard them on Top of the Pops 2. Or a show kind of like that, just showing performances, live. And one of them was Black Sabbath singing Paranoid. I was like, ooh, this one's different. I like this. It's sort of the same, but sounds darker. More atmosphere to it. And from there, I discovered other bands like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, etc. So, they were my first bands. Question 2. How did your taste develop over time, and do you still enjoy the band you started with? Well, to quickly say, yes, I still enjoy the bands I started with. They're fucking classics. I mean, every metalhead listens to them or in some way. So, definitely still listen to all those bands. How's my taste developed over time? It's probably just gotten heavier, as the genres have gotten heavier and subgenres have come in. Vocals have gotten harsher. Breakdowns are more often than not there. Blast beats have come in. So I'd say overall it's gotten heavier, but I'm still very varied. I still listen to the classics as well. What is it you generally care for in your music? Lyrics, energy, atmosphere, for examples. I would say it's just the overall sound, really. It's like going, what's the most important instrument in the band? Really, you need them all. If you missed any, you fucking notice it. And Justice for All, for example. So all those are really what I care for. I'd say if from those 3 examples, maybe atmosphere the most, with lyrics being the least. Might be controversial. Because, yes, lyrics are important, but in metal, I don't think lyrics are as important as they are in other genres. Because, really, metal being close to, classical music, it's really about, how the music's composed. That's really where the journey is. The lyrics just accompany it. We can have so many instrumentals and not even think about the vocals. So, lyrics kind of backseat, really, aren't they? Still important, but more metalheads than any other genres would probably say, the lyrics are less important, really. Name some of your favourite bands. So if I was to do top 5 right now, because it changes a lot, so don't quote me this in a week, because it'll probably be different by then, but Iron Maiden, Slayer, Pantera, Bathory, and Death. What's your favourite subgenre? If I had to narrow it down, I guess I'd say thrash metal, but death metal's very close as well. What do you think of the more mainstream metal subgenres, such as nu metal or metalcore? I like them. They've got a place in metal. There's some really good bands in those subgenres as well that I like. I think if it brings more fans in, more likely they'll become fans of other subgenres like death, thrash and black metal. So how can I see that as anything but positive? What do you think of the more extreme metal subgenres such as death or black metal? I fucking love it. Do you like it when artists combine metal with other genres such as folk, industrial, hardcore, or do you prefer a more traditional sound? Hey, I like wide variety of music, so adding them into metal, yeah, I'm all for that. How do you feel about modern radio (brackets mainstream music)? I don't really listen to the radio ever. Sometimes I'll put like Kerrang on in the background on my Alexa when I'm doing something where I can't listen to CDs. Usually it plays older stuff anyway. But when it does play like mainstream music, most of it's trash. Let's be honest. Even some bands that are still going that I like, some of their modern stuff now is a bit crap. Like Muse, for example. I used to really like Muse, and I think after Resistance, or because of Resistance, everything after that is starting to get a bit crappy to me. People probably go, really? Muse is the only modern thing you can think of? Okay, there's other stuff, but I don't listen. I don't know The Weeknd. I've not listened. I don't know. Do you listen to any other genres besides metal? Yeah, loads. Started off with rock. I like punk. I like gothic music as well. I liked rap in high school, so there's still a part of me that will listen to some rap. Not modern rap. Like anything else? Like a bit of Neil Young. Whatever genre he's actually in. Is he folk? Then you got stuff like post-rock, obviously. Indie. These are just rock subgenres, really. I should just rock as a whole, I guess. Mainly. Some blues. Some classical. I'm pretty much open to all, apart from, teeny bop shit. Yeah, and boy bands, crap like that. Do you dress metal? Band shirts, lots of black, spikes. Well, I guess I do. Not all the time. You've seen the videos. Sometimes I just wear a plain t-shirt. It really depends on the weather and whether I've done any washing. They say, but yeah, I do own band shirts, hoodies, battle vests, etc. Most expensive is probably an Iron Maiden coat I own. Cost about 200 quid. What's the most annoying stereotype about metalheads? Have you ever been stereotyped because of the music you listen to? What's the most annoying stereotype about metalheads? Probably that we're devil worshippers, I guess. Although I've never heard that personally. But I think online you hear that a lot. It's always, I don't trust these people. They're satanic. They're all black. It's like, I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. Why would I believe in the devil? But the same fucking thing, made up. Have I ever been stereotyped because of the music you listen to? Yeah, I guess. I don't know if it's because of the music or because of my size. I am 6'7", so sometimes I'm not seen as approachable until, I'm speaking to them, but they find out I'm a gentle giant, really. So I don't know if the metal helps, I'm listening to like Creator or something, they might think, oh, stay away. You might be dangerous. Have you ever been to any concerts? Yes. Tell me about your favourite. My favourite? Oh. I guess maybe Slayer's final farewell tour could be my favourite, just because Slayer's one of my favourite bands ever. I hadn't seen them in a long time, and it was the first time I ever gone to a concert with my sister. So that one was quite meaningful. So probably that one. Which bands do you want to see live but didn't have the opportunity of? This is like Plight of the Metalhead, where you discover bands and then you find out they're broken up or dead. It's like, Jesus, there's so many. Yeah, Pantera, Death, Motorhead, Bathory. Fucking most of my top 5 from the sounds of it. I've still not seen Priest. I don't know how I've not seen Priest. I'm supposed to have seen Priest like 3 years ago now, but Ozzy keeps fucking things up, and then COVID happened, and I'm still down to see him next year. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm adding them to the bloody list. And I've never had the opportunity to see bands like Ghoul or Autopsy. Some of these just don't come into or anywhere near Britain and England. And if they do, they're not going past London. They're not coming to the north. North of England is shit for live acts. How do you feel about political messages in music? I don't mind it. Are there any bands you like or dislike purely because of their political views? No. No. What about if the music itself is apolitical but the musicians are outspoken about their beliefs? I don't care what they do outside of the music as long as they're not hurting anybody. Does it matter to you if their beliefs differ from yours? No, not at all. Like I say, I'm atheist. One of my favourite bands is Slayer. You know, when I found out and told Mariah I was a Catholic, did I go, right, I'm never listening to Slayer again? No, who gives a shit? You know? It's only... The only time a view can get annoying is if it's just non-stop. Like, that's the only thing they ever go on about, you know. I like a bit of variety in song types. If someone was just constantly doing political stuff, I'd probably get bored. I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't be like, oh, I don't like your beliefs. I'd just be, well, I'm getting a bit bored of you preaching at me, actually. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, whether it's politics or religion, you know. I'm not a Christian, but we can strike a fucking rule. So, yeah, I don't mind what your beliefs or anything are, as long as you make good fucking music. What about religious messages? Like I said, there's Christians out there that make really good fucking music. You can sing about it all you like. You know, I like black metal. Obviously, when they talk about Satan and stuff, it's to do with religion, and I don't believe in that shit, but I'm still entertained by it. Just like I like horror movies, even though I don't believe in ghosts. I still fucking love horror movies. Yeah. Do any of your friends like the same music you do? Yeah, I've got a few friends into metal. Some more than others, I guess. I guess a couple of them I would count as metalheads. Others just happen to also like metal along with their other genres that they prefer. And then there are some that are just very broad spectrum of liking everything. Like I was kind of like that in high school. I didn't ever refer to myself as a metalhead until years later when it was like, it's fucking obvious. Did you make some new friends thanks to metal? I guess go to concerts, I've met up with people. Obviously, if it wasn't for metal, they wouldn't have been there, and I wouldn't have been there, so yeah, sure. I think there's people at work where you're instantly kind of drawn to each other because, hey, that person's wearing a fucking Cannibal Corpse hoodie. Hey, who's Cannibal Corpse? You always have to check, because not everybody is. Sometimes it's just, hey, it looked cool, so I bought it. I don't know who the fuck it is. Then you find out, yeah, they're into the same music as you, and you talk about that, and it's like maybe you wouldn't have spoken to them as much if it wasn't for metal. So, yeah. Do you sing or play any instruments? I've probably got a more impressive vocal range than Mike Patton or Corey Taylor, but you'll never find out because I'm shy. As for instruments, I had a keyboard in high school and I didn't keep it up. I just kept using the bloody drum loops and, you know, pretending to play shit. I never actually learned how to do it. Did a bit of music in high school, music class, but yeah, you only had to learn like 2 or 3 chords and then that was your whole fucking year done. Would you like to? Yeah, I'd love to play guitar. I'm fucking left-handed, for God's sake. I should be able to do the lead guitar and be a fucking god on it if I tried, but no. Never bothered buying a guitar. And that's the end of the survey. Well, wasn't this fun, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to leave any questions for me in the comments, I'll happily answer them in the next video. It's fucking warm, so I'm going to go get an ice cream and hide in the shade, as all metalheads do. So, get fucked.